Hello, everyone.
Hey everyone, happy Friday.
Apologies, we're a few minutes late. Just traveled all week and getting our technical ducks in a row.
Nicole traveled all week. I did not. She had a work conference. And I was Mr. Mom, so.
It was a really good conference, though. If anyone's in content marketing, it was excellent.
She has the ship today, so. But yeah, glad to be back this Friday. Wonder what weather is like there wherever you are. We are still having warm weather in the 80s again next week. But tomorrow for K-State game day, it's going to be mid-60s and sunny. So that's perfect game weather, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is good game weather.
Hello, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead, before we get started, just going to go over some deals, or actually the same ones that we discussed last week. So YouTube TV is currently at $49.99 a month for the first 2 months, so a savings of $46. Good for new users only. Hulu Live is through November 19th, $59.99 for 3 months, and that's good for new and returning customers. Fubo is still at their $20 off a month for the first month, and DirecTV Stream is still at the $15 off a month for the first 2 months of entertainment, the lower tier plan, and $20 off a month for the first 3 months of the higher tier plan. So savings of $30 and $60 respectively. That one, returning customers who disconnected service within the last 12 months are not eligible, and Sling is still rolling with their half off first month, so $20.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a live service for fall, some good savings out there right now.
Yeah, keep that in mind, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of streaming deals we see this Black Friday.
Yes, for sure.
We have a little story on Hulu here in a minute, but I'm particularly curious to see what Hulu's Black Friday offer will be this year. So
yeah, hopefully it'll be the same as it has been in years past.
I hope so. But well, let's go ahead and start with our first story of the week, and that is on Fubo launching standalone subscriptions. Now, I think this is a little more marketing than anything else. That's just my opinion, though, but we want to go ahead and talk about it. So Fubo has launched these standalone premium subscription services, which lets you subscribe to like Paramount Plus with Showtime, NBA League Pass, FanDuel Sports Network without needing a subscription to Fubo. So I think this is Fubo trying to get at what we also believe YouTube TV where YouTube wants to be and already is, really kind of that aggregator where you could come and get your streaming subscriptions in one place to go to get your content. You're seeing their press release there. They're saying that, it's going to offer you all this convenience and flexibility, and it's giving people what they want. Again, I think a lot of it's marketing, but a few other things that Fubo is now marketing, that it has 3 different offerings because of this. It has its standard pay TV subscription, the premium subscription services that we just discussed that don't require a base plan, and then Fubo Free, which is its fast channel offering. And that is available to paid current and former Fubo subscribers. So they say specifically free trial subscribers. So if you're, I think we've done that in the past, gotten Fubo just for a free trial period and canceled, you can get their fast offering. And then as well, if you were to go and sign up for, say, Paramount Plus with Showtime, you could also get their fast channels, and you wouldn't have to subscribe to their very expensive pay TV offering.
And one wonders if they could offer the Turner networks and other channels they've gotten rid of as an add-on.
That's funny.
But I think you get my points. I think Nicole is correct. I think it's marketing, and it's also trying to get people within their ecosystem, and especially given what they're fighting with Venu. One would argue that they're just wanting to beef up their numbers as much as they can. The platform itself really isn't that bad. We've liked it when we use it. It's just far too expensive, and they have a lot of popular channels that you can get elsewhere. So, did you have anything else on that, Nicole?
No, that's pretty much it.
So, next on Fubo, they came out this week that they may get Department of Justice support regarding Venu. And woodages, I would not disagree with you there. So Puck, a publication, per a report from Eric Gardner of Puck, the DOJ's antitrust division is preparing an amicus brief in support of U.S. District Court Judge Margaret Garnett's injunction on the yet-to-be-launched streaming service. And the August ruling blocked Venu's planned launch, as we know, before football season is now being appealed by the media trio. And so Judge Garnett and apparently the DOJ contend that Venu's plan to sell what the industry refers to as what they refer to as a skinny bundle of sports-focused channels amounted to anti-competitive behavior. And unfortunately, politics is now looking to be getting involved in this. As we know, Venu has exclusive deals with leagues and broadcasters, which Fubo is arguing limits customer access. DOJ is focused on promoting competition in the digital media sectors, and Fubo's case aligns with broader efforts by the government to investigate potential monopolistic practices in streaming and broadcasting. And so where the political aspect is coming into this is it's starting to create sides among politicians. This is on one level, this is a consumer issue, in my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm siding one way or the other with Venu or Fubo, but on one level, this is a consumer issue. And so Democrats are beginning to side with Fubo. Republicans are beginning to so the ones that had initially started this were Democrat senators and congressmen, and several Republican congressmen are now coming out in favor of Venu. And the reporting I'm seeing is that depending on who wins the election, presidency on down, this could impact potentially throw things to one side or the other, and possibly see us get Venu come to market sooner or it not. And Fubo,
like not come at all.
Yeah, and continuing to keep it at bay, and of course not knowing what the judge will rule. The case, so Fubo's contending that Venu's control over key sports content drives up costs for consumers. Of course, that's awfully convenient for Fubo to say, given how expensive they are. And the DOJ that's from what I'm reading, that's particularly what they're interested in. And it could set a precedent for how antitrust laws apply to the rapidly evolving streaming industry, where exclusive content deals are becoming increasingly common. And the DOJ support for Fubo's claims could lead to broader regulatory scrutiny of exclusive broadcasting agreements, particularly those that limit competition and consumer choice. And Raymond brings up a good point. I read that yesterday, just bits of it. I didn't get the chance to read through the whole thing, but there's an issue with Dish and DirecTV and that planned merger because of debt, from what I understand, and handling that. And that doesn't even begin the regulatory aspects, which I would anticipate that generally that would be less scrutiny than there was however long ago that they initially tried to merge. So it'll be interesting to watch, to see, and of course, whenever politicians on either side get in, and just further points to our divisiveness today. So hopefully it comes out for the consumer, but I don't have much confidence in that.
Yeah, something we'll have to keep watching for sure. So let's go on to our next story, which is actually the one I was referencing at the beginning about Hulu. So Hulu is getting rid of the Disney Plus add-on. This really kind of went on my radar, one, because they emailed me, but two, because we signed up regularly. We sign up for Hulu using the Black Friday deal, which is great because we can get Hulu for like $2 a month for a year. And then the last year or maybe 2 years, they have allowed us to add on Disney Plus for like $3 a month. So we get ad-supported Hulu, ad-supported Disney Plus for $5 a month, which felt like a pretty good deal. At least John doesn't watch it, but the kids and I watch Disney Plus. So that felt like about the right price to me. Well, now that they're getting rid of that, at the renewal date, like for us is next month, we would go up to the,
for
many people who sign up on that Black Friday deal, we're going to end up having to pay full price. And if you've been reading about this, the articles I was reading were trying to say, Disney's not going to raise the price on you, but they are. It's like $1 difference. Like, they want to put you into Duo Basic, which is...
And how much is that?
That's $12 a month, basically. So the new pricing system is technically $10, $9.99 for ad-supported Hulu, and then they're throwing in Disney Plus for $1.99. But at least for someone like us, that's a more than 100% increase over what we're paying. So it's really going to probably end up for us anyway, if we can snag Hulu, again, just keeping that and not getting Disney Plus, and only signing up for Disney Plus if there's a show that we really want to watch, and kind of binging it and getting rid of it. So,
I mean, a show that you want to watch.
Sorry, yes, a show that I want to watch, or the kids want to watch. So, there you go. Disney's gonna Disney. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, and so you have some other notes in there about why they're doing
Oh,
this.
I'm sorry. I guess figured I'm being cynical today and jaded. I'm sorry. I'm just saying they're doing it because they want to make more money. But really, there is some thinking that they're doing this, Disney is, as part of their overall strategy to streamline their streaming services. I think that would be a good thing because they have, as you know, so many plans and options and price points that when they do put out a price update, it's so confusing to figure out what am I actually going to be paying here. They want to encourage customers to adopt the bundle. That allows them to maximize their revenue. And it is in line with overall what's happening in the industry, where companies are moving, streaming services, media companies that own them are moving away from this add-on idea to bundled option, because they want to drive subscription growth across the platforms and they want to try to retain users longer. So
yeah, and some good comments in the comment section. Yeah, Woodage, I agree. Getting rid of Fubo, getting rid of a lot of channels, yet not lowering their price. And so they're arguing for the consumer relative to Venu, yet they're in a glass house, is what they're doing, because they're getting rid of channels, yet keeping that price point incredibly high. And agree, Disney and Plus and Hulu is going to be together at some point.
Yeah, the complete merger. Yeah. I think we already know, not for certain, but I do think Disney wants Disney Plus to be the platform that you get Hulu content, and I believe also eventually ESPN content. Unless you're only signing up for the standalone ESPN app, I think they'll probably have that on its own rather than making people go through Disney Plus for it. But I think they're going to move. They already have integrated Hulu into Disney Plus, and I think they'll do the same for ESPN. It's just my opinion. I haven't seen that for sure, but I think that makes sense for them.
Yeah, and I've personally not seen when exactly that date that Disney Plus will add the ESPN hub. At least within the last week, I've not seen that.
I thought I had read mid-December.
Okay.
As a target.
Okay. You pay more attention to the Disney stuff than I do. So anyway, next, this was brought up in the comments last week, but just briefly touching on it, Bally Sports is now FanDuel Sports Network. They got rebranded. That took effect on Monday. And part of a long-term commercial partnership between Diamond Sports and FanDuel. As most know, Diamond Sports is in bankruptcy proceedings, and the rebranding will affect 16 RSNs previously known as Bally Sports. They will now operate under the FanDuel Sports Network name. It will integrate its sports betting content and other programming into the newly branded networks, include shows like Up and Adams and other sports betting related content. It's seen as a lifeline to Diamond Sports RSNs, which obviously have struggled. So the FanDuel currently still has the rights to 13 NBA teams and 8 NHL teams. And this is sort of dovetailing with what has fallen apart with MLB and them not going with Bally. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred has expressed a desire to eliminate broadcast blackouts for in-market streaming. He aims to make MLB games available to fans without regional restrictions, allowing them to watch their local teams regardless of their location, so making them national effectively. And then this initiative is part of a broader effort to increase their reach and accessibility. With FanDuel's increased involvement and potential MLB reform, sports broadcasting could see a shift toward more consumer-friendly policies, but we will see if that actually happens. And Raymond, you're exactly right. FanDuel is going to confuse people because they do have 3 different streaming services, and so it's just they have come out very clear with their branding that we are now the FanDuel Sports Network. It's no longer Bally. So,
and now this is just me being me, my personal opinion. John and I were discussing this last week. I don't love the way gambling is getting more intertwined with sports broadcasting. ESPN is doing it with sponsored segments where they're really trying to drive people to ESPN Bet. We know that ESPN Bet is part of their standalone app launch plan. They want to integrate that in, and I think FanDuel doing the same thing here. And it's fine. I don't have a problem with people betting. I just feel like it's putting it too much into that viewing experience, in my opinion. And I think,
agreed,
especially for younger people, makes it seem like a game. And I get a little concerned that, younger people especially could be making bets, losing money, and not realizing that that's actually what they're doing, and feels like these companies don't care. They just want the money.
Agreed. And in our video that we did this week on the updates on ESPN on the standalone service, someone commented that they're going to have to watch that specifically to see how intertwined the betting aspect is because they have children. And I would agree. I mean, our children are older. Our youngest is almost 13. So we don't gamble, and we discuss it, and we're not really concerned from that aspect, but not everyone is in that situation. So and I completely agree with Nicole on this.
Yeah, and Woodage, your comment makes me chuckle a little because it seems ironic, at least.
Yeah.
Look at how it's changed.
Yeah, it has. And Pete Rozelle would be spinning in his grave. So. Anyway, sorry, off my soapbox, but it's good to see that some of y'all agree. So we have another story that we can move on to, and that is on just a more broader trend within the streaming space that more people are choosing ad-supported tiers. And I'm going to run through the reasons why. They're all going to make sense to you because they're probably the same reasons that we have ad-supported tiers, because we want to save money. That's the number one reason. But I was talking with a friend this week. We were kind of remembering being children of the 80s and 90s, watching TV before anything streamed, and there wasn't anything on demand unless you had a DVD player later. It was you sat down, you scheduled what you want to watch. You remember, yeah. John, you had a VHS, you could record things, but you had to sit through ads, and we were just saying that our kids don't know what that is. Well, streaming services are going that way.
again,
have gone that way.
have gone, and it's going to end up being just like it used to be, where we're going to sit through a bunch of ads. But people are moving there. Ad-supported tier subscriptions now account for 57% of users on the 8 leading streaming services. That's from this report. So, that would include Max, Netflix, Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, Prime Video, Paramount Plus, Hulu, Peacock. So significant shift there, more, majority now going with ad-supported plans. There are also, for the media companies, not media companies, if someone wants to try a new service, they haven't streamed it before, they're seen as a low risk way of giving it out. It's less money, you can see if you like it, rather than shelling out a lot more for no ad plan. Again, cost savings. People are trying to bring down their cost across the board. And then also we are seeing some improvements, I think, in the ads that are shown. So that ad experience is...
Well, depends on the platform.
It does. It does. But streaming services are working to try to improve that. That's good for us, and that's good for the advertisers, because they want us to watch their ads. And if the ads are terrible and they're not targeted and they're irrelevant and they're interruptive and annoying, it's not a good experience for anyone. So they are working to try to make that better. And then we talk about this, it's good for the companies, because we know, as we've been saying, they make more money off of ad supported plans because of the ad revenue.
Yeah, and Woodage brings up a good, he hit the nail on the head, that people are choosing it because the ad-free ones keep raising the prices, the companies keep raising them, and I realize that many of us were preaching to a choir, and that many of us hate ads and are willing to pay more. It's just interesting that the broader market is going this way, and it's, as Woodage said, it's largely to save money. Yeah, and then just some comments here on DVRs with free services. And I know someone commented earlier, Pluto TV needs to get a free DVR. I would agree with that. I think that's going to make you more likely to use the service. They've got to be making enough money with ads that they can put on some kind of DVR. Doesn't have to be unlimited or anything, but they could put something there.
Yeah, and that Sling free stream, we like that too, and it can be a bit wonky, but if you are able to use the Air TV to get your antennas looped into the free stream guide, that can be a nice way to record some of your local stuff.
But it doesn't work in free stream. I don't believe, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have a free stream account with an antenna connected, and you can use the DVR that comes with your free stream.
Yes.
Yeah. And then anyway, I do think that's a smart move. So they should definitely do that. Now let's move on to Charter. Another story here. Charter is trying to stem cord cutting. Kind of want to do like a Scooby-Doo. Like, why? Why are they doing that? They're launching a streaming ad campaign to address the issue of cord cutting. They want to promote the value of their streaming bundles, and they want to attract current and new subscribers. So this is just very interesting to me. They're focusing on bundling their multiple streaming services to offer a comprehensive package to their customers. So they have more than 10 streaming platforms that they can offer in various Spectrum TV packages. They plan to roll out these streaming bundles in next year, in 2025. They still need time to integrate apps like Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Peacock into their system. And so that timing, they're hoping after the holidays, after the new year, slow time, maybe you'll come back to Spectrum, I guess. They are trying to, I think it's worth talking about because it is like a middle path. I think they're trying to chart here where they can still keep their customers and put some streaming in there. So they are negotiating deals to sell Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and Prime Video separately rather than bundling them with their pay TV packages. They're trying to specifically target their 30 million internet subscribers with those deals. So that's interesting too. Again, like we talked about with Fubo, trying to be that place that you go for everything you watch. However, whether or not this strategy works really depends on, can they negotiate deals with the streaming companies, and can they integrate it so it's a good user experience.
I like Raymond's comment. Totally agreed, Raymond, about charters dying, and I saw this and wow, okay, really? So this is what we're gonna do. And so that sort of plays into our final story. We discussed this last week about the FTC putting out a rule on click to cancel, is what they're calling it. I'm just going to give some of the very high-level highlights. One-step cancellation. Companies must now offer consumers the ability to cancel subscriptions through the same method they use for signing up, without additional steps. The rule is set to take effect in 180 days for streaming services. No retention tactics are allowed. They can't force you into lengthy surveys, promotions, or excessive offers to prevent you from canceling. And it's a clear notices for renewal offers. Companies must provide clear and upfront notices to consumers before automatic renewals, including any changes in price or terms of service. And it applies to all recurring services, not just streaming services, but to any subscription service with recurring payments, such as gym memberships, meal delivery kits, security companies, and more. And businesses are still allowed to offer promotions afterwards, but they can't do it in the midst of your canceling. So it's just one click, you can cancel. Well, with that background, not everyone is happy with this, and they're suing to try and stop it from being enacted. And so Reuters, this is a quote from Reuters, the NCTA, so the Internet and Television Association, and groups representing the home security and online advertising industries, which are the Electronic Security Association and Interactive Advertising Bureau, said in papers filed with the Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans that the rule known as click to cancel oversteps the FTC's authority and was not supported by evidence, unquote. And digging a little, so I went to the NCTA site just to see who they are. And it's, as you would expect it is, the members are cable TV programmers, cable operators, and what they call tech leaders and affiliates. So the companies that are members, some of the companies that you would know that are members, Charter, Cox, Paramount, Comcast, Disney, WBD, and more. So all of the big name companies, media companies. And those latter two, Disney and WBD, it's sort of choice that they would be part of an organization that would say, we don't want to make things easier for consumers because they, one, are, since they're on the side of Venu, they're arguing it's consumer friendly to offer this, yet they want to take away the ability to easily cancel. They want to make it so you have all sorts of hoops to jump through. And so they're playing those two sides. They're wanting to avoid doing something to help consumers, yet saying that this product that they want is good for consumers. They filed suit in the Fifth U.S. District Court, or Circuit Court, as I said, alleging the new rule could cover as many as 1 billion paid subscriptions in the U.S. And they say, quote, it's arbitrary, capricious, and abuse of discretion, unquote. And this, like the Venu case, may hinge on who wins the upcoming election here in about a week and a half, as FTC ruled. So it's a 5-member board it was 3-2, and it fell on party lines: 3 Democrats, 2 Republicans. Not taking any sides here, just saying that it could impact it. And it's, I think it's a good thing to make things easier for consumers, because we are obviously consumers, and they do make too much money, doing things that aren't consumer friendly. And it'll be interesting. It'll be fascinating to see where this goes for the next 6 months. If the FTC is able to hold to this, and it doesn't go to the Supreme Court or something, and this organization wins, and it wouldn't surprise me either.
Because there are a lot of franchises outside of streaming that make it hard for customers to cancel, and that point about you have to allow people to cancel in the same method that they use to sign up is really relevant for companies that would try to force you to cancel in person and then not have an office.
Yeah.
Or have extremely limited hours, so that they essentially are locking you into a never unending payment, which is wrong. So,
yeah. And Larry also brings up a good point on the other side, that lots of jobs could be impacted by this, because, if people could just, cancel at will, I understand that would impact, jobs. Obviously, C-suite level people would not be, affected by that. They might.
But I will say I've noticed, because we have Sirius, which again is another subscription-based, and they do make it, you have to call I call to cancel, but I have noticed they've moved to like AI. When I call in, it's not a live person, but they recognize my number. They know that my thing is almost up, and they automatically offer me to continue at my current rate. And it's not even a person doing that anymore. So I agree, Larry. I just think, unfortunately, they're already eliminating customer service jobs and replacing people with machines. There's no clear, I want, there to be good for the consumer. But it's also, as you said, not good for the consumer if the consumer is losing their job as a result. So I tend to agree, Raymond, that seems likely to me. But the Supreme Court has been kind of doing their own thing lately. Historically, being a little more activist, I think you could say. So, but that's a discussion for another YouTube channel.
Yes. All we care about here is streaming.
Yes, so. We do. Well, that's what we got for you guys today. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you spending some of your Friday with us. And
we'll be here next Friday, which is hard to believe. Will be November.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
But we'll be back, and we look forward to seeing y'all next Friday, and hope you have a great weekend. And as always, go Cats.
Yes.